Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Dara in new episode. If you read Quran, chapter number 17, Surah Bani Israel, if you examine verse 90 to 100, you can find many questions arised by Jewish leaders. It is more important to prove his prophethood. But every time self-proclaimed Prophet Muhammad was failed to give the answer or show any evidences or show any miracles. What are those questions which Jewish leaders arised in front of self-proclaimed Prophet Muhammad and how they asked to prove his prophethood? They asked, if you are truly a prophet, then make a spring burst from the earth for us, or give us gardens of dates and grapes with rivers flowing through them, or let the sky fall upon us in pieces as you climb. Went one step forward, or bring Allah and the angels before us face to face, or own a house of gold. Such questions necessary to prove his prophethood. Otherwise, every madman can announce himself, he will become a prophet. And they asked once again, or ascend into the sky. You told us the story. You went to the sky, traveled with the Burrah. But nobody has seen. If you really have a capacity to travel into the space, why not you ascend into the sky in front of us? And even then we will not believe unless you bring down a written book we can read. Self-proclaimed Prophet Muhammad told, glory to be my Lord, I am anything but a human messenger. He escaped. He never shown any miracle. He never given any evidence. He never proved himself as a prophet. Allah sent the message to the self-proclaimed prophet told, nothing prevented us from sending signs except that the former people denied them. Who knows that? If anybody shows the miracles which common man cannot do, they will accept him as a prophet or is trying to escape from the questions because he created the story. Nothing prevented us from sending signs except that the former people denied them. If former people denied them, that is not the reason you never show to these people. As one thing, how can a man become a messenger of God by declaring it himself? No public sign, no witnessed miracle, no evidence outside your own words. Self-claim is enough to prove prophethood. Then what separates a prophet from a pretender? Is prophethood proven by God's evidence or by a man simply saying, believe me? Every extraordinary claim demands extraordinary proof, and faith without evidence is not revelation, it is expectation. In entire Quran, there is no evidence that self-proclaimed Prophet Muhammad was proved his prophethood in front of the Meccans, in front of the Jews and idol worshippers. There is no single evidence in the total whole Quran. Every time he escaped from their questions. How these millions of people believing him as a prophet? Because at the time of Prophet Muhammad, nobody believed him as a prophet. Even I don't think Umar, Ali and Abu Bakr has believed him as a prophet because more evidences in their history itself. Really, the followers Umar and Ali and Abu Bakr believed him as a prophet. Why, after the death of self-proclaimed Prophet Muhammad, why they lived his body and fighting each other for the Khilafat? The dead body was alone for 2 to 3 days. And one more evidence in their history was Muhammad in bedridden. He asked for her. He asked paper and pen to write his last words, but Umar denied. He told, "We don't need your last words. We have a book from Lord that is called Quran. Then why we need any other suggestions and guidances for us? We have a guidance from our Allah, which is Quran." So he denied. It means they never believed him as a prophet. Then the question will arise, why they follow him? Because their own profit, because for their own sake. He claims